Pronounced and welcome back to the Austrian Revival. The previous episode, I was optimistic. Optimism, schmoptimism. We're not going to win the league, but we are doing a lot better than last season. But just because we're not optimistic, it doesn't mean we have to be pessimistic. We have had quite a few decent victories this season. 2-1, we went up against FC Kufstein pretty early on in the season. After the last episode, Iskinia continues to perform incredibly well, and that put us 2-0 up in the 36th minute. We won the game 2-1 in the end, but it was another dominating performance from us. I'm not going to change the kits for next season, and I'd love your input. We're a purple club, so it has to remain purple. But beyond that, comments down below. Would you like me to see any particular changes? This game, we did incredibly well. Followed that up with some more solid wins. One in particular against SV Reed. Beat them 4-2, and we scored 2 very early goals to go and destroy them, really. And that set the tone for a couple of other games that we had underway also. One of which was up against SKN Silpolton. Battered them 3-0, and this one was quite important because we shifted the tactic and it worked. Like, Jesus Christ, as you'll see with the stats at the end of it, it's a tactic I've used previously, and it incorporates a cam, an attacking midfielder behind the striker, and the role really worked. So in terms of who we played, there was Sturm, who rocked up as a shadow striker. Against a good team, we performed incredible. Very good XG, good amount of shots on target, considering the amount of shots we tend to get off target with this team. Good pass completion, high possession. It was ticking a lot of boxes. The tactic we brought in after a bit of a bumpy road. So the previous episode, end of September, or middle of September even, we went on another win, as I just showed you, against Kufstein. After that, 3 losses on the bounce. As that 4-3-3 DM, the 2 Mazzalas, I needed to change it. We weren't scoring, we were not even creating. Altac are a great team. That was a bit of a loss, but the 2 below, we should have done better. So the 4-4-1-1 came in, and form, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, is good for, again, the calibre of team we are in the league. Followed up with a draw against SV Horn, which took us into the winter break. Following on from there, I tweaked again. And as you can see, form has been a bit nuts. We've scored goals and we've changed a few things. So I'm not going to look at the friendlies, that was 5-1. But up against Voitsburg, we beat them 1-0, which isn't, a massive victory. But in terms of the stats, we performed incredibly well. Great possession, and it was an incredibly attacking game. I was looking to make a tactic that would just get goals. I wanted some fun on the pitch, and this one I think works. We didn't really perform brilliantly individually, but we got the win. We followed up with a 4-2 win against Admira Vaca, and this one we did perform well. Some decent 7s, some 7.9s out wide, 2.4 XG, loads of shots on target, almost 70% possession. And this one, wow, we did play incredible, and those victories have given us a bit of a nosebleed. It's given us probably a false positive here, 5th place in the league, 29 points. Now, it doesn't look like we've got much potential in this league, but when I explain to you how things are going to work here, okay, so we are 29 points, well off First Vienna FC. Forget about those, okay? As well as Liefering. We're well off those. But if we look at SV Reed, who are here on 33 points, we're in the conversation. We're 4 points away from potentially a promotion position. That is, of course, because FC Liefering cannot get promoted. So they're going to drop all the way down here. First Vienna will go up as champions, and then whoever finishes 3rd is going to go up to the 1st division. And that could be us. Are we ready for it? Definitely not. If we look at the season preview, we can still see we're 33-1, all the way down 11th. The teams up there and that we beaten are good teams, so maybe we're in the conversation. And to keep us that way, I've been working bloody hard on contracts, on staff, on everything behind the scene, just to make sure we're in a position to push on if we need to the latter end of the season. In terms of the contracts, there's a lot expiring in 2025 we come down to here, but I've got the majority of them renewed. So anybody from Hager down, these are the boys I'm looking to keep. The rest are kind of dispensable, dare I say it. There's a few of them who didn't want to renew, such as Vielgut, and he's not really played that many games anyway, so I'm happy for him to go. But anybody above that is somewhat disposable. Hager, Gvojar, who in fact his contract was already 2026. I'd be happy for him to go. Sturm, Iskinia, Markalic, Adil Tawi, Rekic, and burnt himself in the bath, is just down there because he had a contract to 2027. These are the boys I want to build around next season, and there's definitely room for improvement anywhere else on the pitch. One of our players has had a lot of interest in it, and that is Michael Endrick. A lot of first division players and teams want him, but we're not going to sell him because he's not worth anything, so we're not going to sell him for any real money. He's still on a youth contract. When we do sign him on our pre-arranged contract we have in place, that will jump up a bit, and maybe we'll consider selling him then, because I don't know if he is that good. Good determination and physicals. Aside from that, out wide, nothing to write home about. As mentioned with staff, we finally have a goalkeeping coach on board in Daniel, who's got very, very good numbers for this level. Aside from that, we've got Borozhny, who's come in as a coach, who is probably going to be replaced because there's nothing that good there, I'll be honest with you. And then Mustafi, Bria, as the goalkeeping coach mentioned, and Skirtle, as we know. There's a few areas I want to improve. That coach will be replaced, and maybe we're going to start looking at some more scouts. We've got place for one more to come in. I just need the right person at the moment. Finances continue to creep up. We do get a little dip every now and then, but this jump is obviously when we get the Austrian players, the little payment coming through. We're projected to do okay. We're going to lose a little bit over the seasons, but nothing to worry about. Transfer budget year in, year out is healthy. If we do go up, we'll need that money. Until then, nothing at all. And I do keep going to the board to request things. This is where we're at the moment. Oh, look at that, 2025. So it obviously updates then, it must be. So 2025, we are 100% rejected. I thought it was at all time. What about completed? Oh, that's disappointing. I'm really surprised that doesn't hold them there. So we've got money. We could make some requests for training facilities. Let's go for that one. Definitely want to improve the youth recruitment, and I'll tell you exactly why in a second. And a stadium, we're going to wait. I'd rather build a super stadium in a few years when we actually need it. So the reason I want to improve the youth recruitment is because the development wonder kids have come through, and oh my word, it says it's a good intake, but it's DZs and even like no letters. They're that bad. They didn't even equate to a letter. Very, very poor indeed. So it's going to take a couple of years before I really start thinking we create our own players. Apart from Endrick, nothing else has come through of note. In our B team, as you'll see, Yannick Angel, who, to be fair, isn't too bad as a right back, 4-star potential, nothing there though. Maximiliano Wolf, lovely hair, but nothing there either. And then Maurice Hutch, who, to be fair, he's leaving. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. So the final thing to look at is the tactic I've put together. We've got 3 on the go. The original one, which is the double Mazzalas. We did go for this one, which was built on Thierry Henry's Arsenal from when Arsene Wenger had him as a 4-4-2, the Bergkamp role behind the Henry. Brilliant. Such a good tactic, and it does win games. But again, I want a bit of fun, and this is the one I've put together for a front 4, 2 defensive midfielders to support the back 4, bit of width out wide, lots of individual things and attacking mentality. Let's go for it. Why not, isn't it? We've got lots of games left of the season. We're in the conversation to potentially do okay with the league, with us creeping up these positions. We were down as far as 9th at one stage. Do you know what? That's impressive. The lowest we've been is 9th. I'll take that one, to be fair. But now I do want to get in that conversation, so let's see what happens between now and the end of the season. And you can tell we're doing okay. Look, the team cohesion isn't red, and the club atmosphere is very good. Nice, lads. So as always, thank you for watching. That's going to be it for the midpoint season for season 2. Back next week for the end of the season, and hopefully then we're going to start doing these a bit more regular, maybe even just whole seasons on the Sundays. Let me know, comment down below. I'm flying ahead. I'm enjoying this, and there's a lot of fun things coming up in this save. If you would prefer to have these episodes as whole season reviews, let me know. I'll happily do that. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.